good mastery of the champion of Alistar.
Yep.
First pick worthy. Jarvan, it's a flex pick between Move and Keen.
Absolutely.
It's great to take that off the field so you don't have to worry about that in picks and bans. And then at the same time, there's a whole lot of other things like banning the Rise, which we've seen Hansar on before. So Team 8, they pretty much have their bans already taken care of. I assume it's an Alistar, and I assume it's a Rise coming from them for these last two.
Right. Get those off the board. Don't want to see any of those crazy wall-stopping ultimates that Alistar can do just by putting himself in front. We saw Lustboy doing that a few times last game. Rumble actually getting taken out here, feeling that that could prove a little too much for Hansar's hands, I should say. Cali Trolls being on Team 8. Two final bans here to come out. 13 seconds for Gravity as they take their time figuring out what those will be. Alistar, we do find Zyrene. And the last ban is going to be that Rise. Hansar first pick for Gravity's side here after seeing all the bans.
It's really important. I want to see what they pick here first because they banned away their own Alistar that Bunny Fufu showed a mastery of.
Yeah.
And they made it so that Team 8 had to ban one of them. That's what leaves Echo up. So this, of course, Echo, very viable in 3 different roles. Another flex pick that Gravity can go ahead and leverage.
And it won't be one of those times if Porpoise was training that Echo that it will be in his hands. It is locked in. We've heard quite a few people say that that top lane Echo is just the way to play it. A lot more versatility. You get your passive off more. We'll see if it happens here in game. We can discuss it a little bit as it happens. Seeing on the side of Team 8 now, Porpoise does want to change it up. I don't think the Kazakhs are what we'd be seeing, but it would sure be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he said his style was Rek'Sai. Just go with another bug from the Void and you
That's
get Kazakhs.
There you
Boom.
go.
It's not that far removed. But right now they're deliberating their picks. But I want to talk about the Echo here just a little bit more from Gravity because we haven't seen Echo last week at all for Gravity. They didn't get their hands on that champion.
True.
And they were actually not ones banning it away either. So that was just falling through the picks and bans, and they weren't picking up for any of their roles. So I'm very curious to see what they've made around that champion for this week.
Oh, Keen. Do you stay true to the faker play? Cali Trolls picking up Sivir, a great hit there. Nien taking a few too many deaths for his team, I should say.
Yeah, Nien on that Sivir. It's going to give them some safe wave clear, but it gives Team 8 engage potential.
Right.
And once again, this is a Gragas that Cali Trolls, he's played in the top lane before last season in Challenger. Porpoise, if he's moving more towards that jungler, it's not far removed from Rek'Sai once again, and it's most likely a jungler Gragas here.
So they have an ability to get into the fight separated as well with that explosive cask and the speed for everyone. Golden Glue, absolute focus right there. That's what that face was. Bunny Fufu gets his Thresh, as we saw on the other side. Move does take the aggressive Rek'Sai, so Porpoise is left with Gragas. Panning out the rest here, do we actually get a blind pick Akali for Golden Glue? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Kind of flexing some muscles here, saying I'd love to play this.
Yeah.
I would crush, but he's not.
If they were going to play it, they'd pick it last. Yeah. I know he played it. He played it in the Challenger scene very long time ago. And it was actually really good. Every time he pulled this champion out, he had a really good performance on it in the Challenger scene. But it's been a long time since I've seen him on this champion. But I want to talk about how Gravity is drafted so far. Bunny Fufu on Thresh, every time he gets that champion, it's like, man, it's almost like Balls' Rumble. You're like, I don't think we should have given him that Thresh. He's
That's a good
really
point.
good at that champion. The mastery that he has shown over it.
And his shot calling has gotten much better as well. It doesn't seem that the shot calling has hindered any of Bunny Fufu's playmaking. So the Thresh will still be on point, as you were saying. Hecarim is going to be picked up for Cali Trolls here. Definitely a champion he is versed on and can still get himself into a little bit of trouble. Something we'll be keeping an eye on here in this game.
Yeah, this is all engaged, though. All of Team 8's champions have a way to go,
hopefully
start
everybody
fight,
else is going
get in. Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised to see Golden Glue go back to his Orianna pick, but right now he's got Ghost and Flash. Wondering what he's been practicing, what he's been trying to pick up. But we'll see Gravity once again.
Ooh.
It's another Urgot in the mid lane here. Blind pick Urgot. So that means it's going to be a top lane Echo here for Hansar in the top. I actually really like top lane Echo. I feel like top lane Echo against most matchups, since it's such a long lane and he has multiple slows on his kit, you can train them down the lane and actually get 2 stacks of your passive off, 2 complete stacks of your passive off after the reset.
It takes people off guard when it's not your usual matchup. The little nuances that you pull off in lane easily makes it go in your favor, especially with how much damage he does early game.
Yeah, it's a lot of base damages. And look at Teemo, is it?
Do it! Oh, giving a little love to the crowd. We do see an Urgot pick as well. That will be Keen's. He does not actually fall back onto a champion. Oh, I'm sorry, he does. Liquid week 2, he played that Urgot. I was looking at Slushy's lineup and the rest of the champions there. So that Urgot is going to be another pickup for him. He knows what to do with it, and he could hopefully control the lane against Golden Glue's Victor. Interesting pickup to round it out there, but also a strong pickup we've seen in the scene for a few months now.
A lot of mid-range there. So teammate, cross the board, engage, get in there, protect Golden Glue by being extremely offensive and having all of your champions pretty much in their front line. Sivir synergizes really well with the Victor and gives him that movement speed to weave in and out of the fight so he can get his Qs off. But then Gravity, a lot on Altec's shoulders here, and Hanser, huge damage sources without much of a front line. You're going to have Bunny Fufu trying to peel, Move trying to peel, and also Keen becomes more of a secondary damage dealer here and a tank for his team. So Altec, once again, we talked about how he does the most damage out of anybody on his team, and he's the highest damage of all AD carries for their percent of team damage. He's got to deliver again on this Vayne.
Give that guy Vayne. It's only going to help him do more damage. It'll be huge. Cop now heading off from Gravity. History Teacher from the side of Teammate as they make their way to the back of the stage. History Teacher really looking to do something here with Teammate, hopefully get them going, a little bit of momentum. Hopefully that can happen with Slushie out as well, because right now it seems only as it's going to hinder things. So while the teams are loading into the game, head over to Twitter and start sending us your picks. Tweet hashtag GVWin or hashtag TeammateWin to @LOL Esports. We'll tally up those votes throughout the game and figure what you're thinking. I'm thinking here, Altec, Gravity, probably going to want to switch on that Vayne, see what they can do early, but can Teammate kind of thwart that?
It all comes down to the engages that Teammate decide to go with, because Teammate in the last few weeks, it's been engage without much thought of why they're engaging and how everybody else is going to follow up. This team, there's almost no excuse for not following an engage when you have a Sivir, a Hecarim, all of these people who have ways to get into the fight and be a part of it. Basically, Teammate, History Teacher is saying, all right, this is class, and all I'm doing is taking attendance. Show up.
See if they raise their hand at all. Be the first ones to do it.
Yeah, participation.
Or the kids that stay quiet.
Attendance and participation to the team fights is what Teammate is looking for here.
Participation is still a big grade. Got to be doing something. Right now, Altec has that high participation in class. That's most of his grade so far. And getting themselves in here to make sure that 2v1 would be a little bit easier to grab for themselves, or at least the lane swap that they're hoping to get.
Yeah, the fact they clean out a ward too, a little bit of gold to Altec, but the big part is they deny that vision. They make sure that they can hang out in this part of the jungle without being spotted, which actually gives them a bit of an edge in this lane swap.
Ooh, you can see as well the kind of ping dictionary being used. Trinket goes down, this ping, that ping goes down, or that ward goes down, this ping. It's kind of keeping things logical in that sense. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the color of the ward to the color of the ping it is. Right now, they'd all be trinkets. So mostly be yellow.
Yeah, the little ping map.
Yes, indeed.
Yellow ping.
Probably lost a lot of people.
Yellow ping, the MIA ping for that is a trinket ward. Green ping on my way for that is a site ward.
A pink
and then
ward
a danger if it's a pink ward.
Pink ward placed down here from Cali Trolls. He actually just dropped that down. I wonder where he was putting it.
He used to do that all of the time in Challenger exactly about a year ago, where he would start top lane with a pink ward and a flask, or pink ward and a bunch of potions. And all he would do is place that pink ward in the river in the pixel brush, make sure nobody checks it, and then he goes top with his consumables. And the reason he did that is because he wanted to give early vision and cover to some part of the map, and as the shot caller, it gives him more visibility of the map, and he likes to operate that way. But speaking of visibility of the map, though, Move has the most wards placed per minute and most wards killed out of all junglers in the LCS. So despite having performances where his scoreline or his contribution didn't look very high, he's contributing almost behind the scenes, but it's very, of course, it's vision, so it's very visible what his contribution is. It's just not always that tangible when you see it.
It's definitely impressive seeing him come in and kind of have that falter in the first few days, but still be able to come back stronger and then add something onto it. While he was making plays, his wards are still on point. It's not like anything fell off due to that. A lot of aggression here as Golden Glue just gets seeked out one after the other. Actually doesn't break the range. And King gets a good amount of damage on in the first trade here. Not as many consumables on the side of Golden Glue, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Urgot actually has a lot of kill threat in this lane, especially since he's taken the Ignite on top of everything. So if he locks onto Golden Glue, slows him multiple times, he'll get summoner spells, whether it's the Ghost or the Flash, and then over time he just whittles him down especially since he already got through both of his potions. He's just got that Doran's Ring and his Hex Core. So over time, Keen is going to whittle away with his consumables and eventually have kill threat on Golden Glue, force him out, get a CS advantage off of that. If you can already see, he's got 7 CS up on him, and it's only going to get wider at this point.
In a simple play of knowing the map as well, he puts his ward to the top side, seeing everybody start at bottom. Jungler's going to be probably coming from the top after he goes for that red. So ward placed by Keen allows him to easily get out of whatever Porpoise wanted to do in mid.
And speaking of move killing wards, that pink ward in the river's already gone from Cali Trolls.
Yeah.
He scouts all of these brush. It's one of those tiny things where it's like, people don't check that pixel brush. People don't check the brush right next to
There's
red,
no reason
right?
not to.
You're like, oh, and it doesn't always go through your head that there could be one in there.
Right.
But Move is constantly looking at these types of things and saying, there could be a ward here. It's better to check it. And it's really cool that he does that. I love watching that. It's those tiny things.
Ooh.
And this is it right here. Just the base damages and the fact he can run away after the trade. And as the time goes on, he'll possibly get a reset on his passive. Look at that. He actually loses that trade.
Good job by Cali Trolls knowing the slight bit of cooldown there that he actually has in the early game is when he's able to punish. Definitely playing their roles nicely in each lane so far. 32 to 26 as we head down to the bottom lane. Altec being able to get pretty good CS here.
Oh, Move is in the jungle. He's already tracking where Porpoise is. And that's a lot of Move's contribution is counter ganking, knowing the position of the enemy jungle, and placing the wards around where he's going to be for the next few minutes. Just keeping tabs on him so that your team knows where the jungler is. This allows Hauntzer to play as aggressive as he wants to, stay up in that top lane for longer. He has his TP still, so that he is in a good spot so he can back whenever. He's not going to be able to push Cali out of the lane, though, with his consumables.
It's something you see Move doing a lot, as you were saying. Just kind of like a zone sweep. Goes in, spots somebody.
That had like an extra 50 range. Whoa, what?
Through the minions, they're able to actually trick out Dodo and Nien for a bit of damage. Traded both ways, though. Support's taking a bit, and I think Altec goes the worst for the wear on that one.
He yanked him from behind Bunny Fufu. I swear, that hook like wrapped around him there.
Just gotta throw it with a bit of a twist.
Altec seeking.
Get that slider in. So Hauntzer's still being pushed back. Doesn't look like he actually got to go back to lane. Cali Trolls got onto those minions as fast as possible to make sure he could push it into the turret so he could back. And we have just the 35 to 31 in that top lane. No pressure, at least up to Cali Trolls. Something we've been hearing from Team 8 is that he has been kind of not set back in the champions that he's trying to play, but definitely has to go over the team with it first, or over it with the team first, and make sure they're on board with the initiations, the way it disengages. So definitely a different aspect this year, and it helps prevent Cali Trolls from kind of getting ahead of himself, getting into dangerous situations.
Yeah, and the fact that they drafted a comp that'll be able to follow him when he does engage, or they have both their shot callers on very engaging champions. So Nien also not in a lane swap here. Nien typically wants to be in a lane swap. We've got to keep a lookout, or at least an eye on his CS at 10, because historically he's down 9 at 10 minutes, 12-13. Look at this Golden Glue. Ooh, boy.
It's still a gravity field.
It's still going to push him out of lane completely. He has to back now.
That's painful. 45 to 55 CS. I got to say he's faring okay here, especially with the amount of pressure he's been taking. Draws a little attention once again from Porpoise. He's just grabbing the Scuttle Crab, so he has no trouble showing towards the mid lane at least to make sure there wasn't any pressure they could use up. Just 100 gold lead here from the lanes. Not too much that either team could use just yet. Still waiting for the first mistake. I was talking about Nien going down a few too many times earlier in Champion Select to kind of go on that. If you look at how many times Piglet has died in these first few weeks, it was a lot last split. Quite a few. It was about 6 before he started their last game. Nien has died 18 times already in the LCS, which makes it really difficult to get what you need. Also, that makes it difficult when your jungler steals the blue.
Sometimes you want a blue on Rek'Sai. No. That's honestly a pretty big thing there, especially since he's got a tier in the mid lane. He wasn't planning to back for a while, and that's why he wanted the blue buff, so he could just stay healthy here. And the fact that Golden Glue gets his own on top of it, that's definitely a little bit more of a swing than you would think. So Golden Glue, he's down 16 CS, but I mean, it's the tiny things. It's the little things here.
The little things indeed. Sometimes they grow too big.
It's the little things, like disrespecting your opponent to eat a lot of damage.
He has a good minion wave, doesn't try to hit up Haunter too much. move back into the jungle once again. He actually could get a bit of aggression here. I don't think that was Golden
Porpoise is here.
Wanting to go up, but Porpoise has eyes on it.
Cali's already collapsing as well. They want to start this fight.
Raptor Smite still taken away. Move actually threw down a ward, so he couldn't get away with anything there. So little tricks of the trade from each of them. Everybody's going to get out safe here. But this Cali Troll's coming in from the top lane. Doesn't have teleport to get back up. May start to fall behind a bit. Yeah,
he's just going to try to E back to the lane. He won't miss too much CS. Echo's wave clear is really good, but he's not going to miss too much. Whee! He's got a good timing on it.
Very, very safe game by both teams so far. I'm sure teammates kind of on the safety net because of having Golden Glue in the mid lane. They don't want to fall behind and not have the right shot calling in the team to get forward. But see, Gravity have gone a lot harder in their games lately. The losses coming from CLG and unfortunately Enemy in that first week. But as I was saying, they've beat some of the top teams as well, as Freak was just saying at the end of last game. So it seems like there should be a little bit more assurance and confidence coming out of these guys.
Yeah, and teammate, they do have a composition that's really good at fighting in the mid game and the late game. So that's what they're looking towards. They don't have to rely on making early game moves or else they fall behind. But Gravity's in a situation where they have a late game Vayne. They have an Echo which spikes around 2-3 items very hard and continues to be relevant. But getting to this backline is going to be difficult, even for an Echo. If he gets rooted, if he gets locked up by Dodo at all, there's enough CC there to just burst out Haunter. Especially with a Victor.
All right. Did trigger spell shield. GG skill shots. 10 minutes in. It looks like there's a little love for Dragon right now. But I don't believe too much is going to happen for it. Move has already placed a heck of a lot of wards around that area. Zyrene talked about him being really the forefront of that for the team. And he's already got 2 that sit just deep past Dragon on the side of Team 8. And his wards have died towards the top side. He did have some on that red side of the teammate jungle. So big plays from him, not causing Gravity rather to have to move too fast. They know they have some time to work with.
Oof. But if we've thrown out all these hooks, that one that went through the Sivir spell shield.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Indeed. It would have hit the spell shield in general.
It would have hit the spell shield in general, but also that's just a little bit of a missile coating that's actually being worked on, getting fixed.
Fixed indeed. Rek'Sai back out here. Move, just use the ultimate so they know from the side of Team 8 there could be quick pressure to a lane. It's kind of a bit of a hang on for a few seconds and make sure you don't get taken out too fast. Golden Glue here, making sure he gets the last few minions.
Looks like he's trying to bait him in.
Safety, yeah. Not really wanting to go too hard, and here's a bit of that pressure. Porpoise coming along, but he's walking all over Move's wards. Giving those a hatch. Altec gets hit up there, has the shield from the Dark Passage, and they actually get a ultimate out of Team 8. Not too bad, but it looks like a lot of focus coming from the rest of the team now.
The roam down bottom, because they were able to push out Keen from the mid lane to force his back, they're now sending 4 people around that bottom area. I don't know if they're going to be able to get priority on it, but it looks like Team 8 are going to back off.
So I was trying. One time it was Cali Trolls from top to mid, didn't get much out of it. Now they move Golden Glue from mid, semi to bottom. They don't get much out of it that time.
Which is very interesting because Team 8's the team that whenever you see these types of opportunities, they usually lunge at them a little too hard and overextend. If you were just looking at the shot calling, you're like, okay, this is where we go, and there's no contingency on when we stop going. Porpoise Pops, though, he wants to go right now. On to Keen.
Gravity Field's down. He can't actually switch out of it. It stops the position reverse, so this could be the first one. The explosive cast sends him home to safety. An unfortunate use of the ultimate from Porpoise.
Really late on that explosive cask there. Gave Keen time. There was a lot of lockups there. The displacement in the middle of them. He had the opportunity to do so. Bunny Fufu, though, going to take a chunk of damage there.
Imagine what happens when this lockup is brought together. Right up against the wall. He's made a plaque now by Altec. Here comes the teleport from Hanzo. This is going to be way too late for Cali Trolls. He's forced to stop. Sitting on base already. What a play coming in from Gravity after Team 8 thought they were the ones trying to make the moves.
Kobe was talking about it earlier. It's a powder keg in the bot lane. It is so volatile when 2 trades happen and you're the team starting the trade. Make sure your top laner is ready. Make sure the communication is on point for somebody needs to be there. Dodo caught in a box. He still had flash up.
Yeah. That was also right after Dodo had used the ultimate from Nautilus. They kind of engaged a bit. Maybe didn't want that full fight. So we see a bit of the game now going towards Gravity's side. Once they get it, they usually do not let go. They're able to grab first drag a little bit after usual. We saw some slow pace to this game. Nobody's moving it too fast of a clip right now. So that's about 1,000 gold lead to Gravity. We'll see how they decide to work this. I'm sure it makes it much easier for Move to start doing exactly that, getting inside of teammates jungle a little bit more. Here, already kind of cutting off Calitrolls as he comes down to the mid lane. Just doing that little bit of a personal sweep allows the team so much more information. He's always in a spot that can give information to the team.
Yep, he's always looking at those scuttle crabs. He's looking to go ahead and secure something for his team. Even vision control is a big objective to Move as a jungler. Down bottom, though, they do abandon their turret, and it's going to go over to his teammate here. They're going to even up. Actually, they're going to get the first turret of the game and even up the gold a little bit. They have to protect this top turret, though. You can see Porpoise already on his way up there. He ditches completing his red buff to do so, because it just takes that much precedence over doing your jungle to get to this objective.
Calitrolls not as afraid now with Porpoise here. He's got to figure Gravity want this, though, if they went to go for a death sentence under the turret.
Here comes everybody, though. The rest of the team from teammate. Sivir coming up from the bottom lane backed. He has his ultimate up now, though, and Move is looking in this top lane bush. If they're able to clear out this vision, teammate, they have ways to start this fight if they want it. They're camping it. They're camping it. Have they been spotted yet? There they go.
Flash in. Flash into the depth charge. That's going to be Rek'Sai coming in. Move could also be there. But the Dark Passage nicely getting Altec out alive, bringing him straight to the light on that one. Unfortunately, Calitrolls, that teleport was down. Not even home guards for him anyways. And as he runs down to clean up bottom lane, Gravity are going to grab that turret due to this whole map swap that teammates trying to do.
Yeah, when Calitrolls first backed, he got the Phage instead of boots, completed boots, and home guard. So really behind on that, moving around the map. So he's going for individual strength in his lane up against his opponent in skirmishes and fights. Home guard maybe could have paid off for him, but right here, the fact he backed and he gave up the turret anyway is the big mistake there, because he could have been top, they could have picked up something else off of it, and he would have lost exactly the same thing that he lost for the play he ended up doing.
Where you go now, Move? Seen by a ward already, but is not going to hesitate.
Nope.
Good pressure from Keen in the mid lanes, allowing him to do this
a
little bit more. That's the way you want to do it. Position reverser trying to maybe get to the side of Move. He flashes over the wall. Golden Glue's forced to flash out on that one. He still goes down before Keen hits the ground. And now onto the top lane, there's the Blade of the Rune King on that Vayne. I don't think they're going to be doing much damage to her. Altec stays alive easily there, pushing Nian out and already taking down Dodo in the fight with the help of Bunny Fufu.
Yeah, Blade of the Rune King completed, but look at this. Calitrolls, does he want any bit of this fight? It doesn't look like it. Nian over in the top lane, he does have a CS advantage for himself.
Just over the shoulder.
Didn't clip the hair.
Sivir taking her own advice and ducking on that one. Monster trying to make the play of plays on that. He was pointing for the fences there.
Sometimes the jungle blocks you too.
Phase dive right onto a minion. So 4-1 here as things start to pan out. Pretty quick kills once we started things off there at 11 minutes. Gravity still able to hold true on that lead. Calitrolls gets out of lane. He starts to make a bit of an impact. You're going to have Keen coming up here just in a few. Can he tag him? I don't think it's going to work.
If he can get the slow off.
Able to get out. Chasing down lasers isn't what you want to do. Golden Glue coming up there to give a little bit of safety. Concert now back down to his own lane. Look at that top laner is 130 to 130 in these matched up lanes here. It's been all about the kills and Gravity taking these fights correctly.
So both shot callers from teammate, Calitrolls and I guess Nian at this point, got out of the laning phase pretty much unscathed. Nian took a little bit of a dip there with that death, but he's had a CS advantage this entire time. And then giving over those kills to Altec. They didn't actually go over to Altec. He only got assists for these. It's been Bunny who's been getting those large portions of gold. There's only a 300 gold difference between Altec and Nian at this point in the game. So the fact that the callers are getting out of the laning phase in an okay spot bodes well for teammate, because historically they haven't been doing too well in the laning phase this split.
Sivir still very useful now at this point of the game with everybody starting to group. I feel like the teleports are going to come in very big. Concert could really make one of these plays counts, kind of synergized with that on the hunt of Sivir.
Yeah, and you really have to pay attention to what Altec does in these fights and who Keen is locking up and what he's even doing before these fights, because Keen's damage is still very, very relevant in this game, and especially with the 36 CS advantage he has over Golden Glue. Really have to pay attention to what Keen's contribution to Altec's are these games, or these fights.
Right.
Where you going?
Ooh. That's
oh,
right against the wall. He actually got bumped back with the auto attack would have hit. Gets hit out. The ignite comes through for Cali Trolls there, and they actually can't help Altec. You were saying let's keep an eye on him. He was in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
He was just bounced around there. Condemn at the same time as the devastating charge right into the explosive casket, the belly slam. Really just bounce housed there between a horse and a fat man.
That doesn't sound pleasant whatsoever.
Sounds bouncy though.
It does sound pretty bouncy. It's pretty painful in the end. You see, like Cali Trolls wants to start making moves for the team. It'd be nice to get a set of wards here across the red side of Gravity's jungle so they can keep safe. Dragon's up in 1 second. That should be on everybody's plate now.
Still split pushing on Cali Trolls here. Dragon up.
Doesn't have his ultimate. Hanser.
Yep. Hanser's pushing the top lane.
Do they decide to let it go? It's only first Dragon. A good fight here would kind of prevent Teammate from doing anything else. They are still able to get it though. Move coming in with the steal on that one. Gravity would probably like to get out of this situation. It is, however, the teleport in. Echo's now in the fight. Hanser takes down Nien. He then goes over. Golden Glue goes down. Oh, Hanser! The wall! The sun was in his eyes and he just can't make it. But he still comes up with a triple kill as he hops over the wall with the help from Bunny Fufu. The plays still to be made.
Hooked right into the Time Winder return there. Oh, triple kill there.
Got him.
Got him. The nick of time.
Got him.
Yeah. So Hanser ended up with the triple kill there. Now you have to keep your eyes on him too. That fight didn't really have Altec in it too much. He got 1 assist because he was down bottom, having the back, and Gravity gets so much off of that. The shot calling from Gravity this split has been on point. Teammate shot calling, wishy-washy. It's been back and forth.
Right.
Some games they have good ones and strokes of brilliance. Other games, it just looks a little bit like this, where they're fighting over things that you don't think they should be fighting over. And Gravity, they got the Dragon. They got 1 turret off of it. They almost got 2, and they got so many kills on the right people.
Very good right now for Gravity coming in. The cooldown build is what we're seeing a little bit more on these Echoes as well in their top lane. Seem to come up pretty big there in dives for Hanser. Not really flashing over the wall, but he was able to get crossed.
Yeah, the Ionian Boots of Lucidity and getting that max cooldown reduction as soon as possible. His Chrono Break is already a 56-second cooldown on Hanser, and he doesn't even have rank 3 of that spell yet.
And going back to Teammate, not getting those fights that they want, but coming out of the laning phase well, you kind of see every time when there's subs on the team where it starts to fall about, when the synergy tries to be cooperating between the entire team. There's 5 people doing the same thing, and if you hesitate for half a second, everybody kind of gets that, really? Okay, we'll back off, and then nobody's on the same page. I think that's what we're seeing a little bit from Teammate. Let's see if they can patch it up in the next fights. Let's get this one more time.
You can see Altec in the bottom lane. He's not even going to get into this fight until way later. This is Hanser after the hook from Bunny onto Dodo. Hanser gets backline access, double stun there, but Nien able to spell shield it, and then he just cleans up.
Yeah.
Oh man, really nice ulti there for the finish from Hanser.
I feel like they were predicting what I thought would happen, and Gravity would let it go and Echo would stay top, because Cali Trolls was still kind of tangling with Altec in the bottom lane. You want the horse there if you're going to be doing something big.
But they're all on the same page that was the fight they wanted to take. But look at this!
Oh, almost look at nothing. The horse was almost taken down and chopped up. They get out safely. Teammates now running from everything, though. Like we said, when Gravity gets that lead, they're going to start holding it, and then they're going to start pressuring it. And right now, Teammate is using summoner spells in defense and any other abilities to get over walls and out of a dangerous situation.
Gravity have been looking really good in the aspects of the game that involve vision control and when to fight. That's been the biggest thing here for me from Gravity, is they always seem to know when to fight and how they're able to fight. The only real hiccup in that was the CLG game in the level 1, well actually level 3, where some of the members were level 4 of CLG side, some of them were level 3, etc.
So what level was that?
They had way more levels on that team. So that was one example where they didn't have complete vision control.
Yeah.
But this game and Gravity's other games, they just look really on point with their shot calling. Week 1 for Moon wasn't that convincing, but he's kept his ward score up and he's been able to contribute to the setup of these fights.
Yeah.
Gravity's basically a team where knowledge is power coming into these fights, because it gives Altec an idea of where he needs to position during these fights, and same with Hanser and Key.
Every single time, Move really being the catalyst for all of that information, being the guy to drive it to the team, also coming out big as well. Gravity keeping the pressure on here, now being able to spread teammate thin between turrets, slowly whittling down one at a time with this information that they've been using. Top lane should be tended to soon, as they aren't really getting too far with this mid push. Maybe this turret and then back.
But bottom lane as well. Altec chunking this bottom lane out. Bunny Fufu on the side. They don't know about this yet. The hook comes out. There it is.
He saw you do it last time. I don't think he's going to be caught by it this time. I love that they're still trying it, though. Why not rinse and repeat if you are in the lead?
And this is how much Gravity actually contributes to Vision, is Altec has once again picked up Sweeper on his AD carry.
That's different.
He's done that a couple times now, and it's because they're so dedicated to when they split push, make sure they don't have vision of your rotations. It's not always about the vision that you control, it's the vision that you know the enemy doesn't have as well.
Gravity backing out. Nice and easy here. No wards have even been placed now by teammate. They haven't been out of their base past few minutes since we saw them at that dragon, and even then they only had a pink ward inside the death brush that nobody really likes to check, and already that's been cleared. We can see that most pinks lie on the map are Gravity's. The control is just getting that much better for them. It's going to be hard for teammate to come back. They haven't really pulled the trigger themselves. We haven't seen a TP ultimate coming in. There also are no home guards on Cali, so it doesn't even seem like they want to really make that something that they have on the playbook.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have that in their playbook at all. Because the TP home guard is usually a strategy you'll see from Hecarims who want to keep their teleport always up so that they can be in these fights. You see the home guard rush first when they're like, all right, let's keep trading in lane. I get back to lane a little sooner. Maybe I get 1 CS over you. And then you do that over and over again until you have about a 10 CS advantage, and then your TP is always up. Or maybe you got their TP. But he's not going for that strategy at all. And right now, they're looking for a dive on Haunter. It is hard to dive an Echo.
Yeah.
Especially when he has max CDR.
Very, very difficult. He's going to catch Cali Trolls riffing out in the brush that he just warded.
That's
Altec taking turrets in the bot lane almost, taking dragons for sure. Gets his team number 3 because Move stole number 2.
It's just definitely going to help them with their rotational play here on Gravity, what they're aiming to do. But look at this, so many resources to the top lane!
Where is he going to ult to? He doesn't have the Zanyas yet. That's kind of the thing that may keep an Echo alive. The Ignite's down. Oh, he flashes at the end. As always, flash does not heal.
The crit, the 266 crit at the end there from the end. They dedicated so many resources to that top lane. But look at this, you're going to see immediate push mid, immediate push bottom here. In the end, he's going to be trying to push this top lane out for that tier 1.
Are they going to? Okay, they're going to steal red. I thought they were Keen and Grab or Move were going to move up here and try to kill anybody on the retreat. But it doesn't happen. They're just stealing resources all they want. I mean, they're only losing their outer tier right now. They're not even really worried about this. Yeah, it's a bit of global gold back towards teammate, but nothing Gravity doesn't feel they can handle. Like I said, I thought they were going to start coming up.
Get him?
Yo!
Nope. That
did not. Just cutting some grass. Not a problem. Oh, mid turret took a bit. Altec makes sure he can get there to save it. So he has been all over the map. This omnipresent Vayne. Doing a lot, getting the dragons, pushing turrets, helping clear out mid lane, and Altec is still behind at CS even with all of that.
Yeah, Altec's in a spot where it's difficult to duel him on a Vayne. He's level 13. He has both his summoner spells.
Yeah, he's still huge.
It would be really tough for almost anybody on this team, especially since Golden Glue is a little bit behind the curve.
Yeah.
217 CS in 27 minutes. Ooh. Nice flash from Dodo.
But unfortunately, a flash.
Yep.
Gotta need those. You're gonna be the guy getting swapped, popped up, knocked out. Haunter finishing that Lich Bane already, so he can't be left in a lane alone or he'll start dropping turrets like they're nothing. It's gonna get really hard here for teammate to stretch themselves out thin. All they have to really get across the map is that simple.
You usually see a mixture of, do I go Zhonya's third, do I go Luden's Echo third?
I love Zhonya's third.
But the reason he went Lich Bane is exactly right. He wants that split push potential so that if they leave him alone, he's chunking and destroying these turrets. Really good point, Riv.
Where will they decide to go next? Looks like they are poised and ready to catch teammate out.
Whoa.
Oh!
Bunny's hook game. I mean, any other Thresh, I would be like,
I feel like that was just really well played by Porpoise. He was kind of playing the dark hook, and he knew it was coming out at some point.
Yeah, that's when you walk up to a bush and you're already zigzagging. You're like, if he's in here, and otherwise you just look dumb.
That's the thing Jat was talking about, though. Once you figure out which way that guy's going to dodge, every time, maybe every time, you're going to hook him no matter what he does. Baron down to about 8,000 health already.
This is the fight comp,
in tow here. This is the fight comp, but can they get over the wall? Only Gragas is going to be the only one rolling himself over. Callie in a great spot, but he doesn't really do anything with his ultimate. He puts himself outside the fight. That drops Dodo. Lasers are coming back from Golden Glue, but like I said, everything in retreat from Team 8 here from really minute 1. 9-3 as they pick up one more onto Dodo there and look to go control Baron still.
Not in the position to actually engage that fight. Team 8 looked like they wanted to start it, but they ended up, Calitrolls ended up teasing his team there. Immediately jumps out, and that ended up being a bait. They lost that, and now they're going to lose this top lane turret as well.
Decided not try Baron. Smart move. No reason to 50-50 for Porpoise. They start going for turrets. Even easier to dive here since they have all the control of the map. Golden Glue gets hit up actually on the position reverser, which Keen gets bumped out of by Calitrolls there, but Golden Glue still goes down. Focus on the end now as he's got to dodge the Time Winder. That comes back right through Porpoise's belly, and he goes down. Haunter looking to pick up another one, but that's going in for Altec as Calitrolls doing what he can. The last few swings, but they turn him into glue, and he goes down as well. 4 members on the ground as Nian makes his way to the base for a bit of solace.
That's going to be an inhibitor, a turret and an inhibitor going down in Gravity's favor. They might be able to get a little bit more from this. They're looking like they want some. Whether it's just waves or not, we're going to have to see how aggressive they get for this turret.
Looking around the map, there's no purchases that previously happened or right now are on home guard. So Team Ace just coming up regular old runners, and it does not look like they'll be able to stop much. It is going to be Golden Glue on the fountain. Keen's able to get the last Seeker and take down Nien. He was the last one to live to the Ace, so in the ballpark Ace right there for Gravity.
Extended Ace timer. The Porpoise, though. Are they looking for more here? They don't really have the speed ups available. No Righteous Glory as well from Dodo just yet.
Oh,
doesn't have his ulti. It's about to be up. Ooh.
Like, let me steal this in front of you. Whoa, that's the TP.
Here comes Callie.
Still no home guard, so he's just kind of galloping along. A slow canter here from Calitrolls. That is going to be Altec going down. They knew they wanted the turret still. They're looking ahead of the game, not for just now. Great job by teammate to keep pushing forward.
All day long, we're seeing a lot of extensions and also punish game from teams.
Yeah.
We saw it in previous games today. You overstay for some objectives. Teams are gonna punish you for it very heavily. And look at this.
What are you doing, Move? What is he doing over there? I never know what he's doing over there.
Waiting to make a move.
What is he doing? He is definitely waiting to make a move. They are taking a heck of a lot of damage at this Baron right now.
It's warded, though.
Over the wall. He has the ultimate to give the team to disperse if they really need to. They don't know. He's on the other side. Golden Glue's taking all the Baron damage right to his face. Move gets a hit on that, but Keen also throws in a few to make sure he goes down. Or Keen, rather, goes down as Golden Glue as well. What a fight from both teams here. One and the other. Can they start to drop the priority targets?
Oh, he's got flash.
Inside, if somebody can get a Seeker onto Baron, that would be huge. Move in a bad spot. Now they're going to be able to drop him down, put him in a coffin. Maybe, no. Uses move block to get all the way to safety. And it's still a 2-for-1. Move, rather, very low. Haunter trying to dive in. Gets his parallel convergence in. Teammate doesn't want any of that. A very big back and forth as the base is taking a beating from Teammate right now.
Oh, he's going to cut some more grass?
Is this the flay? Oh! Backs up, doesn't quite cut the grass, but he definitely cuts in the team. They get Nien. Haunter chops one down. That should also be Dodo going down as the passive comes up on him. Boop, down. Double kill coming in. They leave Calitrolls to run away galloping. And one super minion can pretty much do a third of the turret's health as it walks up, being shot by both. So that's been a lot of time for minions to have free reign over those Nexus turrets. Speaking
of free reign, Gravity, it looks like this is going to be a pretty uncontested Baron. They're doing it fairly quickly, and Altec with the Silver Bolts. It's going to be done before Porpoise Pops even gets on this screen. He's about to be, actually, no. He'll be close. He'll be close.
Oh, Porpoise. Does he get the pop? No, he does not. He does not. Backing out, they know all the vision is around them, so they don't want to chase too much. Can't get ahead of themselves. Definitely calm, cool, and collected, even though they are so far ahead. 10,000 gold. Dragon number 4 about to be in their hands as well. And a great game coming out here from Gravity. A little bit of a falter in the beginning when we were talking about that powder keg in the bot lane. You have to know and communicate with the rest of your team if you're going in for that 2v2 engage. Everything's been patched up since then for Gravity, and that 2v2 engage, really, that kind of mistake hasn't been seen again this game.
Yeah, and
see this engage here in the mid. This is TP in. Bloop.
Juked. Wait, he went back to base.
Yeah, that's an oopsie and a half right there, baby.
So it looks like Haunter did not pass go. Did not collect 300 gold from killing Nien.
He didn't collect anything on that.
Wow.
That was, guys, I'm calibrating if my alt works. The boy who broke time also broke that engage.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he has his ult. Can he do it again? Oh, yes, he gets back. Oh, right out of the Fat Man. That's the Zanyas coming out as well. Look at the shield. That was going back onto the Dark Passage as well. What a fight. Altec takes one down. That's going to be Haunter following after. And it looks like Move has good control here, trying to keep the targets peeled. Bunny Fufu on the out. What? Altec is somehow in the middle of the fray. Around the captain. Oh. I was going to say, around the captain, around the Cali Trolls, but he goes down. The copter takes him out. The base is getting hit. Keen's being mean, and he fires down the Nexus during the entire fight. The last bit of plays, I figure, was just a bunch of mind games from Gravity. They get inside the head of teammate, and they take him down.
I was looking at Haunter's stats. This guy, he's only had one game where he had 5 deaths. It's the only game that he's had over 3. He's a top laner that we have to start keeping an eye on, and this whole Gravity squad is just a team in general that we have to keep watching. Bunny Fufu, 4-0 and 15 that game on Thresh.
Right.
Making plays, peeling for his team. They didn't have a strong front line, but it was Keen and Move stepping up to the plate, and Haunter stepping in as a huge damage dealer.
Really, really did. Saw him on that rise. Plays his champions to their fullest potential. He'll be the guy taking swings until the fight is completely over, and we see that throughout a lot of fights. Good for Gravity here to see their kind of mentality coming into this game. Knowing that, yes, while it is against the sub-team, don't get trapped by that. Don't let yourself fall back on whatever and just be relaxed throughout the game. There were a few calm moments and collected moments where it took them a while to get going, but they still found what they wanted.
Yeah, 34 minutes, 23 kills to 7.
Yeah.
Very controlled there from Gravity, and we're seeing more and more of this style from them.
What's Altec's damage this game as well? Being one of the highest damage dealers, actually didn't get too much off in kills, but the damage he did do to get the kills was still the highest.
Yeah, 21,500 damage. Next highest was actually Keen. Keen was only 100 damage higher than Haunter. So Keen came up at 17,000.
Yep. Could have won that if they had a Nexus damage.